and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, we'd like to talk about Stray Kids' NOEASY Thunderous trailer, focusing on a little breakdown and analysis of the video to see what it can tell us about the story and the upcoming comeback. NOEASY is gonna be Stray Kids' second album, set to be released on the 23rd of August, and up until now this seems to be the beginning of a new era that will follow a brand new storyline. Now, the title of the album is a pun between the phrase NOEASY and the word noisy, and right off the bat this is very interesting because, as we'll see in a second, the enemy that the boys will have to confront is a noisy danger that won't be easy to defeat. In this new era, Stray Kids live in a world where people are losing their voices because of a monster that feeds on nagging sounds. This creature is portrayed as a giant deer hovering on the city, and according to Felix's narration, this monster is becoming more and more powerful as time goes by, possibly due to the fact that nagging people are a source of nutrition that's very easy to find. As it turns out, however, the danger that the sound monster represents is much more serious than what it seems, because if this creature manages to evolve, many people are bound to die. In this sound apocalypse, Stray Kids are the only ones who are able to fight this threat and save people from the monster, and in the trailer we see that the story will follow their attempt at finding the base of the creature and defeat it once and for all by staying together. In the video, the boys play the role of unlikely heroes who use different devices in order to accomplish this task. We see them engineering blast weapons, bats, shields, headphones able to detect noise, but we also see them use earbuds as bullets and a trampoline for reconnaissance. The result of this creative mix is an action comedy that seems to be inspired by the style of Deadpool, and this makes sense not only because Stray Kids are longtime fans of Ryan Reynolds, but also because the boys referenced Deadpool back in their Kingdom performance of Doo 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 Doo. Much like that movie, the trailer shows us a mix of comedy and action where the boys break the fourth wall to address the audience and acknowledge non-diegetic sounds like the background music of Hyunjin's shot. This is a stylistic choice that actually comes from the original Marvel comics of both Deadpool and Wolverine, and this is very interesting because throughout the video we also see some nods to other Marvel characters as well. When Han is testing his weapon, for instance, the scene is very similar to the one of Tony Stark testing his suit back in Iron Man. Lino has a shield like Captain America, Ayan has two guns like the Black Widow, and Chan's blast weapon is very similar to the one that Rocket uses in the franchise. Despite all these references, however, it's pretty clear that Stray Kids are very much themselves, and this concept is expressed with different nods to inside jokes, habits, and character traits that Stray Kids also have in real life. We see Han eating Felix's brownies, Jongin drinking milk, Hyunjin being singled out for his visuals, and Lino being angry and drawing the character that he created when he was a kid. Then we see Chanbin squaring up to the monster and Bang-chan calming him down, Felix with the selfie stick talking to Stace, Sunmin harassing the plushie and having a basic tattoo on his wrist, and last but not least, we even see a nod to Chanbin being a man of principles with the word Jute being fleshed out in the background. All these details are meant to convey the idea that the people that we see on screen are the same people that we know in real life as well, but as it often happens with Stray Kids, things are more complex than what it seems, because by the end we also see an evil Felix attacking the boys on the street. Now, since we still don't know what powers the monster might have, this scene might actually be interpreted in different ways. If on the one hand the creature might be a shapeshifter that is able to take human form, on the other the second Felix might be a version of him that has been possessed by the monster and is now fighting on his side. Now, since Stray Kids' storyline deals with multiple dimensions interacting, my guess is that the evil Felix is a real person that has been taken over by the sound monster, and this idea is also reinforced by the fact that the two Felixes are essentially wearing outfits that are one the opposite of the other. Felix is dressed in blue shooting an orange blast, while evil Felix is dressed in orange shooting a blue blast, meaning that the boys here might have ended up in a world that looks like ours but is actually the opposite. You see, even if after Levanter the story told us that when the moons reunited, the boys awakened in a singular world as their true selves, it's also true that ever since this event took place, several videos showed us parallel timelines overlapping in a way that implies that this singular world might contain all the worlds mixed together, including our own. Now, a great example of this is actually easy, because back in that video we see elements that recall the Class storyline, others that reference the storyline of On Track, and even the Wolf Pack that foreshadow the arrival of the Wolf Gang. If the Wolf Gang is a symbol that we can easily associate to the real-life Stray Kids, the Class series is referenced with the injuries that we see on Hyunjin, Lino, and Ayan, while the movie club story is hinted at with the school uniforms and Jongin holding a camera. Even if these three realities are not connected, Easy is making the connection for us. The three timelines overlap, and the boys are seen in a singular world that is both singular because it's only one, but also singular because it's very strange. Back in that song, the boys told us that they were turning everything upside down and catching everybody off guard, and sure enough, this is exactly what they're doing, because the more we go on, the more the boundary between realities is getting difficult to make out. Now this concept is also hinted at in Annie, because back in that song they literally said that the lines are getting blurry. They want everything and nothing at the same time, the world is full of choices but the boys still want to move to another planet, and in the same era we see that now they kinda can. If Backdoor showed us the boys jumping through time and space, in the Backdoor opening video it's foreshadowed that they might be able to jump between parallel universes as well. Whether this is the case or not, however, one thing that is important to point out is that when different realities overlap, the videos often show us a thunderstorm connected to this event. In side effects, for instance, the storm showed up when the two versions were getting close to one another. In Astronaut we saw the same thing where Hyunjin was walking down the road, and in Levante we saw a thunderstorm when they realized that the new world was a lie. In Easy the storm is a major element of the video, in Annie the thunder was shown on the cards, and in the Backdoor opening video the thunder is seen when the boys approach the backdoor and channel their powers. On top of that, the NOEASY trailer is called Thunderous Trailer, and we see a storm raging outside when the sound monster attacks their base, meaning that much like the other videos, this time the boys might be dealing with a parallel world as well. Now this concept is also reinforced in other scenes, because even if the boys are playing the role of themselves, the plot itself might have been foreshadowed in Easy and all the way back in Clay Levante. If we compare Easy and NOEASY, for instance, both groups are going on a quest in the middle of the night. Hyunjin is wearing a similar outfit, Seungmin has a bat, and Lino makes a finger gun in one video and carries a real gun in the other. Back in the Clay Levante trailer, on the other hand, we saw the boys crossing the street and a ringing sound affecting all the members with the exception of Ayan, but this time it's the opposite, because now we see Ayan being affected by the sound monster while he says that he wants to go home. This line might be yet another indication that the stray kids that we see don't really belong in that world, and this idea is also reinforced in the scene of the fridge, where we see Ayan waking up all of a sudden. Now this scene here is very interesting, not only because this might be a callback to the IMU era, but also because in the story, Ayan is actually an oracle. According to Bang-chan, Jongin is the only one who is able to sense the difference between multiple dimensions, and this is something that was foreshadowed all the way back in their debut trailer, has continued up until now, and was even included in an episode of Stray Kids Code as something that Ayan the idol is able to do in real life. If Ayan is an oracle in NOEASY as well, this might imply that this time around Stray Kids ended up in a parallel world, and Jongin is the only one who actually knows it. Since the evil Felix has the same habits of the real one, maybe the stray kids who live in that dimension has been taken over by the sound monster, and now the ones that we know are the only ones who can save people from this danger. Don't know if I'm right or wrong, however, we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!